Welcome to Keeping It Real with Dr. Linda Chinn. This is the podcast where real life choices meet biblical truth without the fluff. Tune in every second and fourth Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as Dr. Chinn shares faith-filled, practical insights to navigate everyday challenges. Get ready for real talk, real life, and real answers.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real with Dr. Linda Chinn. I'm Audrey Bell Kearney. Got a great one for you today. Today we're going to be talking about how do you stay focused? Because if you're like me, like that is so, especially when you got a lot going on, there is a lot going on. So we're going to make sure that our guest today, he's a recurring guest, I see. He's going to talk to us about how he does it. He runs multiple businesses. He has a lot going on, multiple successful businesses, not just businesses. So to hear how he's doing all of this is going to be a treat for you guys, especially if you are a multitasker and you got so many things going on. You got the kids, you got the business, you got the dog, you got it all. This is where you learn how to keep it all in check and keep focused. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the stage Dr. Linda Chinn and Mark Ham. Welcome.
All right. Good day.
Good day. Thank you so much. Listen, y'all, these are two of my favorite people. When I tell you, you have to have people, you got to know who your people are. And these are the two, after my husband who counsels and prays, but these are the two who help me stay afloat in ministry and business. When I don't know, they know. When I can't, they will, and they do. And so I don't want to start talking about them because I love them so much. And this show is about keeping focus. So let me get back focused on the topic. We want to welcome Mark. And then Audrey's going to come back afterwards and then ask Mark some questions that come up in her spirit. And we're going to give Mark the last word. And so, Audrey, we thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. By the way, y'all, I met Audrey through Mark. See you at the end, Audrey.
All right.
So listen, I want to introduce to you, he's my friend, and he's a dependable person. He is a successful businessman, and it's been my experience over the last, got to be probably 8 years, that we've been really doing business together in various areas. But he's a successful business owner. He's got Break a Leg Talent. He's got Fashion Mojos. He's got Pro Web Firm. He's got Team Ham Group, which is real estate. He runs all of his business with a passion. The Break a Leg is to help people establish themselves in as models and performers, and they help people. They promote their talent. With the Pro Web Firm, that's how I met him. This man, he creates your website, he'll create your business cards, he'll create your paraphernalia, your accessories, all of those things. He keeps me on task when I fall off task. The Ham Group, right, is real estate, and he comes from a family of entrepreneurs. And I love this about him, particularly as an African-American man. He doesn't do business, Mark does business. And so without further ado, introduce to you my friend Mark Ham. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Dr. Chinn. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
You too. Listen, I'm going to jump right in because I had several text messages, DMs about this topic. And in fact, hey, Stephanie, glad you could join us today. In fact, one person, so they shared the post, right? And then they said, the reason why I'm back on here again is because I can't focus. So I'm going to start with asking you some questions that you and I kind of talked about. But Mark, what is focus and why is it important in work and just daily life?
That is such a great question. When I saw this topic, I was like, man, this is right up my alley. Focus is basically just the ability to concentrate on one or a few things at a time. We all get so caught up in so many things going on that we lack focus. And I think it's because we don't prioritize our short list of what's important right now, like timely wise.
He said prioritize the short list. He didn't say prioritize your whole day, your whole week, but the short list, the things that are really, really important. So I hope y'all grab the hold of that, because that's a nugget right there. Yeah, you may have to do laundry, you may have to pick up dry cleaning and all of this stuff, but what's the short vital list? Focus on that is what he's saying. And so let me just ask you, so Mark, do you believe that there's such a thing as multitasking? I've heard both. What do you think?
Yes, is my answer. And I got to answer with the story. I found out early on when I was a kid. My father had the radio going, my mom was vacuuming, and I just got home from school and had to do homework. And I sat in my room with the door open, TV on, vacuum cleaner going, stereo going, and I was able to just concentrate, lock in, did my homework, got them all right. It was probably mathematics. And I'm probably 6 or 7 sitting on the floor just doing homework. And so, yes, the noise of regular life, I blocked it out. It was like background noise to me.
You said you had the door open?
Door wide open. Like I can see the vacuum cleaner going out my peripheral vision when I'm looking down. So yeah, door wide open.
So let me tell you while I asked him on here, because of all the years I've been working with him, I find that he is very, very focused. Worked with lots and lots of people over the years, and he is very focused. So he knows what he's talking about. So how can a person be focused and multitask simultaneously? You told us what happened to you, but how can I be focused and multitask simultaneously?
Prioritizing the main thing. I know we've all heard that over the years, make the main thing the main thing, but that's true. If you have 10 things to do, what is the main thing on that list to do? So prioritize the main thing. That's the answer to your question.
Keep the main thing the main thing. And so I'm the kind of person who has to say that over and over. So my husband says, one thing at a time, Linda, one thing at a time. So because my mind is constantly going, I have to say that out loud, one thing at a time.
And I don't necessarily believe in one thing at a time. I believe in prioritizing.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's going to come up later in the question. So I'll wait to expand on that.
Okay. So if one of the things that I have to do is a main thing and keeping the main thing, how do I stay focused on a mundane thing?
Well, that's what I was waiting for. I basically pair a mundane thing with something else. So let's take an example like deleting emails. So you're sitting in your chair after you ate dinner and you're watching TV like everybody does, and you kind of lean back and you got your phone in your hand and your show is on. Well, when the show goes to commercial, unless you're going to watch the commercials, you can sit and delete your emails then. And then when the show comes back on, boom, focus back on the show. So I tend to do something mundane with something that I'm focused on in a different way. So one mind is engulfed in the show, in my favorite show, and I'm completing a mundane task during the break.
In between. Now that's what I call a good use of time. Welcome, Kenya. That's what I call excellent use of time, right? So to me, people say time is money. I'd rather a person waste my money than waste my time. I can get more money, right? Yeah. I'm serious, and people who know me know that time. So I love the way you use that time, and I'm going to implement that. Even today, I'm going to implement that with the deleting of the emails.
Yeah.
So, Mark, how do you start off getting into the flow of your work? Like, how do you just start that right off?
This is perfect question. Here's my answer. When I have a ton of stuff to do and I need to jump right in, number one, I get up early and I minimize distractions. So first thing in the morning may be 5:30, 6 o'clock. And at that time, I'm not checking my phone. Phone is off, it's muted. You can't hear it. I may even leave it in the other room. My business phone is not on. And I don't necessarily check all my emails. I may check the email pertaining to what I'm focused on. So minimizing distractions.
Okay.
And access.
Minimizing this is so good to me. Minimizing distractions and access. I can't tell you how many people I used to get up and the first thing they check is the telephone. There's some days, mornings where I have to do that for certain business reasons, but boundaries. That's right. My sister was in the class of boundaries, and we were talking about you today, but how we talked about boundaries and you limit your access. So you said you deal with distractions. You kind of eliminate them, and the phone can be a real distraction because once you pick it up, what, Mark?
There is one thing I neglected to say. When I first get up, I pray and have my prayer time.
Yes.
So I neglected to say that. That's just a given. I should have said exactly what I do.
I get it. I love it.
After my prayer, I go right to what I need to do, and I don't have other distractions going. I don't have a full day going.
I love that. You talk to the master, the creator of time. Welcome, Flo Potter. Welcome. Yes, you talk to the master, and then you limit access to yourself. The first thing you do is not pick up your phone. The first thing you do is talk to God. You don't pick up your phone, scrolling all through your phone, and you limit access to yourself. Y'all, I hope y'all are getting this because I'm going to do a replay on this for me. I'm just keeping it real. This is the Keeping It Real with Dr. Linda Chinn. And we've got a wonderful person who is a multi-business owner, and he has to stay focused. So you can see we're getting this from a source that is real and that is tried and tested. So when you're focused, how do you keep from being distracted or getting distractions in as you are doing what you're doing? How do you keep those distractions out, keeping them out?
Well, I'd like to take all the credit, like I came up with this great plan, but I've had a few incidents that happened by accident. For example, one day I had to run some errands and I left my phone at home. And so I'm at different locations, picking up stuff or dropping stuff off or checking my mail or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't have my phone. I could easily jump on their computer and check my email, but I'm like, hey, you know what? You out, forget about it. When I'm in the car, I can't go calling people. I can't go scrolling the texts and see who's texting me. I can't do any of that because I don't have my phone. Mm-hmm. And I found out that way that, and I do it in the house sometimes, I leave my phone in a different room mm-hmm. and then go in my office. Mm-hmm. I've noticed if you don't have the number one distraction thing, which is a cell phone, then you get back a lot more of your time and focus. So I purposely leave my phone off to a certain time of day. So I cannot hear it ring. And my important people in my life, if they need to reach me, there's another number. Mm-hmm. But mm-hmm. my everybody text, call, email number, I don't hear it.
That's good.
I don't see it.
That's good because when you get in the flow, when you're focused, the last thing you need, Linda, is a distraction. And one of those things I do as well, I'll leave my phone for when I have my time alone with the Lord. I don't bring my phone in my prayer room. I don't even bring it in there.
Right.
But so, and then forgetting the phone, you know, some people, Mark, will get anxiety when they leave their phone at home. Some people have a real problem.
As long as I have $1 in my pocket and a credit card, I'm not too, on the edge. I know I'm going to eat.
I love it. I love it. So I had to teach myself that. Did the same thing you did. I hope somebody's getting something out of this already. You're keeping the main thing, right? All of these things he's saying. When you stay focused, in the morning he gets up, he talks to God. He doesn't, he eliminates distractions and access. He keeps them at bay. But I want to tell you something, Mark, what I learned one day when I left my phone at home. And one time I came back and called the person, I'm running a little late. I left my phone. I didn't say it because I couldn't say it on the phone. But I came back. When I got my phone, I texted them leaving the house again. The second time I did it, I said, you know what? That phone has become an idol. If I can't get through my day without my phone, that's a problem. If Linda, if you trust God, then you'll be all right without your phone. I hope that helps somebody today too. Your phone cannot be your idol, and then you say you worship God as well. That's a topic for another day, isn't it, though? So, what's the most challenging thing about maintaining focus when you're working on a specific project? Now, we know about keeping a distraction, but if you're working on a project that requires your steadfast focus, what's the most challenging thing about maintaining it?
The most challenging thing is two things. One is being able to finish my thought or project. So if I'm writing something and an email comes through or the phone rings, boom, it's interrupted my thought. Or if I'm working on a project and I'm almost there, I'm almost done, and I hear the dinner bell or the lunch bell, I got to finish what I'm doing. I can't stop half thought and go do something else. And I learned that if you're distracted, you're naturally distracted with nothing going on. But I've noticed if I'm going back to that cell phone again, or a regular phone, people will call you or text you or whatever randomly.
Yeah.
And so when I'm really, really concentrating on something, I've got to turn stuff off. And I give myself time to focus, and I give myself time to just relax. Sometimes people come in my office and I'm scrolling on my phone, laughing, giggling, looking at jokes or something like that. But I give myself time to let my mind wander so that it's not wandering when I'm focused. Hope that answers your question.
That is really, really good. That is really good. So you give yourself time, which means you're giving yourself permission to just let your mind wander a little bit. To me, that's almost like feeding an addiction so that you can go back on and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You didn't ask me this, but let me say this. You know how you'll have, in my predicament, you have two different businesses or two different ideas you're working on. And they can be equally important. And so I'm focused on one and I'm working on that. And maybe I hit a rough patch where it's tough. I can't just do it in 3 minutes. I'll pause that and go work on the other one that is more hands-on, like folding a box or packing something up. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of thought. And I've learned that when I'm doing something else, like relaxing my mind on what I was stuck on and do something easier, it actually brings the answer to me of what's hard. By not thinking, I think of the answer.
It comes to you.
Yep.
So I have been, you and I know, we have our meetings, and I'm looking for something, a password, you know me,
Yeah.
a password or something. What I've loved and noticed over the years is you'll start working on something else. It could be something, another part of my business or a ministry or something else, and you're getting something else done until I can get to you what you've asked me for. This is what I'm saying about him, the tips and the tricks of focus. I've watched him over the years, and it's been my experience. And so I want to ask you, so have you been practicing this type of thing for a long time? You have?
Yes. I'm trying to wait until you ask the question, but yes.
That's basically it. So have you been practicing this a long time? And as we implement some of these things, then I guess I'm speaking for myself. I'm going to have to be patient with myself as I learn, as this becomes a natural thing for me.
Yeah. Probably over business-wise, maybe over 25 years. I do it so much that it's just natural. I don't think about it anymore. I don't always have to, tell myself focus or do this, take a break from that, do that. I just naturally know if I get stuck, just pivot.
Say it again.
If I feel myself getting stuck, I pivot to something else. I always have a list. And that's the one thing we didn't go into. We mentioned it, but we didn't go into it. I write a list at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of the month, and I write it all down throughout the day. Even if I'm about to do it, I write it down. Why? Because I can check it off. Once I check it off, I feel like, woo, I've accomplished something. I can go into the next. And that's what I say to myself. You say, focus, Linda, focus. I say, what's next? What's next, Hammer? What's next? So the list is so important. It allows you to get it out of your head. I should repeat that because that's really one of my main things that helps me focus. If I keep stuff in my head, I'm always thinking of stuff floating around. If I write it down, I don't have to worry about remembering it. It's in black and white.
I got to segue into something that I'm going to ask you about. So this is Linda Chinn's problem. When I can be in the kitchen, I can be in the bedroom, and now I have a calendar of my things that I need to do in that week and what days I have. But my mind is always going. So look at me. Look, this is not a.
You got too many lists.
This is not. This is. Oh, I remember. So really, what I should be doing instead of this is adding them to my one list and not creating all these little posts.
One big list. Yep. One big list, and I'll show you because I got them right here. I keep colored highlighters. I keep 5 of them, one color for each day of the week. And if you like I am, maybe you got 6 days. I got another color around here somewhere. But anyway,
yeah.
I know based on the color what day that is.
So that every week you use the same color for the same thing, like the same day?
I would say for that month I do.
Okay.
So for the month, I know yellow is Monday.
Wow.
I might switch it up next month, and it'd be orange or something. But I know by looking at my list, yellow, this is what I did on Monday.
This is helping me. I promise you, this is really
color coordinate by the day. I do my bills the same way, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I mark off what I did, and sometimes you got 1 yellow and 3 blues. Well, what happened? I got more done on Wednesday than I did Monday. And then I look at my schedule and why is that? And so I take what was positive in Wednesday and apply it to the next coming Monday. So I have a better Monday. And I've noticed that getting up late never helps your schedule.
Say that again. Say it again.
Getting up late never helps your schedule or accomplishments for that day. People who get up late seem like they rushing all day long and just never get caught up. But when you get up early, everybody else's day hasn't started yet, so it's quieter. So at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day is where I get the most done. So I don't get frustrated in the middle of the day where I'm not as productive. I know it's a lot of distractions going on. So I embrace the quiet time. That's a quiet, natural time. Morning, late.
You know, I want to add something to that because I can attest to it. On a day where my calendar is light, I'll look at my husband. I say, "Oh, I can sleep a little late tomorrow." Never works out. It never, ever, 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 ever works out. Never works out. So what I have done was I have a Sabbath day. And I'm not going to say it publicly because ain't nobody business if I do. But, you know, my rest day, I have a day of the week where I don't take any meetings. I don't go out to lunch with a girlfriend. I don't go get a mani-pedi. That is my day to just rest my mind and my body. Even on those days, I don't sleep late, though.
I agree. You know, I have the same thing, but I don't have the Sabbath day or rest day the same day every week. Or the same day in the month. But most times it does fall on Sunday. And I have gone a Sunday without talking to anybody in my house. I just shut down. And I allow my mind to think of something else other than what's on that list. So I'm able to compartmentalize my day, my week, my month.
Now, this is what I like about what you said, because a lot of what I'm hearing you say has much to do with organization. right? And this is what I know, that I like Chuck Taylors. And if I can organize my Chucks, then I can organize my day. If I can organize my pocketbooks, right? Because I can organize my day. So to say that I'm not organized and can't be organized, y'all, that's a lie. If you have something that you enjoy and it's organized, then you can organize any other area of your life. What do you say about that, Mark?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because I made myself a note to talk about that. You got to find out what motivates you. Like, what do you love to do? You'll find yourself pulled towards what you like to do more than what you have to do. So I allow myself I reward myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you get these 2 or 3 things done, then boom, you can go do the thing you enjoy.
Okay.
So I kind of trick myself that way.
Okay.
I do what I gotta do. Even when you got one thing left to do on your list that you have to do, and the game, and I'll speak from my personal business. I want to go watch the game at 7:30 when the Knicks are on. That's my time. So from 6:30 p.m. to the time the game starts, I'm giving that last oomph to get that one thing checked off, because at 7:30 I flip the switch and I'm not concerned with what's on that list. I could care less. I'm focused on what I want to do and relax and enjoy the game. And there's nothing I hate worse than doing something you like doing and worrying about something you didn't finish.
Yeah.
That's
give yourself a break. Is that what you're saying?
Do I give myself a break
when you don't finish?
Earn my break.
Okay.
I did them 2-3 things left on that list. I did it. I got it done. I struggled through it. I mumbled through it. I got through it. Just get it done. Get her done.
He earns it. So how would you coach a person, seriously, who is easily distracted? So this is what I mean by easily distracted. I can be having a conversation with somebody, and they'll be wherever they are, and I am wherever I am, and somebody will come in the room or do something, and they'll be listening or focusing on what the other person's saying and forgetting all about the fact that they're on the phone with me, handling it, like easily distracted, like it takes nothing to take their attention away. How would you coach someone like that?
All right. So I learned something a long time ago. First of all, I'm going to ask them what's their motivation. What drives them? What's the main thing in their life? Going through your task in your day tells what your motivation is. Some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by spirit. Some people are motivated by gossip, so on and so forth. We go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
When you find out a person's motivation, that tells you their core inspiration. Mm-hmm. I'm inspired every day. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful every day to have the opportunity to bless other people. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that, technology-wise, I've been blessed. I have a gift. Mm-hmm. And so it means a lot to me to be able to help, say, you get your technology done. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not distracted by meaningless things, because this is my love, this is my passion. Mm-hmm. So when you find a person's passion, it tells you, or you just have to work your stuff into their passion instead of working against it.
Say more about that.
People, if you listen to them, they will tell you what they love to do, what their passion is, what they've always wanted to do. Have you ever noticed when you talk to somebody about work, it's not what they like to do? They'll tell you, I've always wanted to be a singer or a dancer or something creative or whatever. So when you find a creative person, you just give them tasks that are creative as possible, as much as possible. And they'll do it with the joy, and they're skipping along and singing. But when you give them a task that is no creativeness to it, they're easily distracted.
So you said something, you find out what motivates you. I know some people you could ask that question and they don't know.
They don't
have an answer. They don't know.
Yeah. Well, they need to go find themselves.
Well, there that is. You ain't got to find Elmo, but you need to go find yourself Nemo. But
You
you'll
should,
find.
you should be your biggest fan and know what it is you want out of life and where you're going. And a lot of us, unfortunately, a lot of us don't.
Yeah. Just
And that's why you're distracted. You're constantly thinking of what other people do. Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to do? You got to find your own focus. You got to find out who you really are.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Find your motivation. What are you motivated by? He's coaching us and people who are easily distracted. What motivates you? When you find that and get into that and do that, you won't be so easily distracted. When you find your value in yourself, you
Say
won't
it again, Dr. Chinn. When you find what?
value in yourself.
You got to know the value of self. Know your worth.
Ooh,
We should just pause there for a second because
yeah,
I
let's.
just said that yesterday. You got to know your value. You got to know your worth. And unfortunately, today's society, we're growing up a lot of different ways, and I don't want to bash anybody at all.
Yeah.
But we don't know our value. You know, you think because you wear fashion or some expensive clothes that's your value, when where I grew up and where I'm from, it was based on your morals and how hard you work and your integrity. That was your value. And today, not so much. I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying people in general. Carry on.
So what? No, because that's good. Because one of the things we did talk about, and yes, I'm going back to that boundaries class, was one of the challenges I gave to the attendees was I dare you to mean something to yourself. I dare you.
Yeah.
I challenge you to mean enough to yourself to create boundaries. Mean enough to yourself to focus on what is important to you. And as my baby sister says, no is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Stay focused. Go back and listen to this podcast to get your tips and your tricks. Because if you notice how he speaks, some people cannot answer a question succinctly. Then they start adding and adding. He's not adding anything to these answers that he's giving. He's giving us nuggets. And he's given us nuggets. And so go back, and sometimes you'll find a one sentence nugget out of this podcast that'll change the trajectory of how you focus and will keep you from being easily distracted. Listen, I learned a lesson one day, and I'm going to share this, and I'm going to the next question. But in our garage one day, I pulled in and I noticed halfway up the wall, not beneath it, not but above it, there was this mud track, which told me I had termites in my garage. Now, one thing that I know, listen, I got a family. We will fight a fly to the death. We will chase you around the house with the swatter. And I heard the Holy Spirit say to me that day, some of us are so busy chasing flies that we don't know that something is eating up our house from the inside. And so that fly can be a distraction, right? That little bitty fly, but you got something eating up the inside of the infrastructure of your house. So focus is key. The infrastructure of your body, your mind. He said, make priorities, make your weekly list, your monthly list. And if it takes you a couple of hours to make your list, then that's your focus right there. That's your focus. But you better find your value. I dare you to matter to yourself. So, Mark, have you ever heard tips to focus that you found don't work? That people, would say, and they're kind of popular, but that really don't work.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I had a lot going on and I had problems focusing. And I was at camp in Detroit, Michigan. And I was talking to one of the camp counselors, and, kids were running around, we were playing ball, kickball, and it was just madness. Everybody running to do what they wanted to do. And he sat me down on a park bench and taught me self-hypnosis. And self-hypnosis is basically breathing techniques that you slow what's around you and you come into yourself. And you're just focused on breathing, and you get your thoughts from 100 thoughts down to one. That's basically self-hypnosis.
Mm,
I was taught this at 5 years old.
break it on down.
From 5 to 7, I practiced it. And it is one of the hardest things to do when you're out in public and somebody cuts you off. Cut you off, and you want to tell them that they're number one, but you can't.
Right, you're number one.
Because it might be in the church parking lot. But anyway, using self-hypnosis to me is a great tool, but it's how you're able to implement it in different situations. It is one of the toughest things. And your question was, and let me say it, a tip that is hard to focus, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that don't work.
Ask me. So that doesn't always work, but it is a great tip, but it doesn't always work.
So I kind of practice that in the morning. Just over the last few weeks, because I learned about some things. And what I do, normally I put on my soaking worship music in the morning, and there's no lyrics, so you're not trying to sing along with the song. And it just quiets my mind, and I just, where my mind goes, and I start thinking about God. But this is what I started practicing. I get up and I don't put on any music. I don't say anything. I'm not singing anything. I will, if you will, listen to the quiet and see where my mind goes. And when it starts to go astray, I notice it more quickly than I would if I were just listening to some soaking worship music. And so you're saying you bring like a bunch of thoughts. This is one thing that worked for you. Bring it down until you taper down, almost like a funnel, into one thought.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of helps you get focused, right?
That is correct. I wish I could take y'all back to days I was doing a theater play, and we're about to go on, and I'm first up. My piece is first, and it's a piece where I have to sing and do some blocking. Blocking is movement on the stage. Mm-hmm. And I'm right backstage. There's black curtain in front of me, and they're doing the lights and doing the intro. And those 2 minutes or minute less that I got before I go on, mm-hmm. just like clockwork, you feel the, butterflies in your stomach. Mm-hmm. And I wait for the butterflies, and then I use that energy in me to give me my focus and my oomph. And so mm-hmm. I'm not nervous. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for that curtain to go like that. So that's what I do in everyday normal circumstances. I wait for that energy, and I tunnel it to focus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's your green light.
Yes.
That's your moment to step in, to step up.
Kind of like football players huddled around in a circle, and they got one in the middle, amping them up, doing chants, that sort of thing. I do all of that through the breathing and get my butterflies focused.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because they're your butterflies. You heard them. Would somebody say 4, 7, 8 breathing works for her? Kenya said, okay. What is 4, 7, 8 breathing. 4.
I don't know what that count is, but 4, 7, 8. She's gonna have to expand on that.
Yeah. So I've seen it one time on TV where you take in for 4 breaths and you hold it for 7 and then you breathe out for 8. Wondering if that's what she means, but we're gonna if she can type in if that's what she's talking about. But so have you ever what are the top 3 things for helping someone improve their focus? If you had 3 things, what would those top 3 things be?
Meditate, breathing, and motivation. Meditate, breathing, and motivation.
Here's that motivation again. You ought to be your own motivation.
And that's what I was just about to say. A lot of people wait to have somebody else motivate them, and that's just not how I work. Right. I motivate myself.
Right.
I'm after my prayer time in the morning, I'm my cheerleader. Come on, man, let's get this. Let's do this. Come on, man. I don't hear from anybody else in the physical world, but me.
Yes. Because if you wait for somebody to motivate you, then
You ain't getting
another time the
motivated.
person can take you down.
Yeah.
What if their words meditate, breathing, and motivate? Thank you, Kenya. If you're waiting on somebody else to amp you up, then somebody else can bring you back down just as quickly. Other people should not be able to control your life. I dare you.
You know, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm getting up to go stretch or go do something else or go get dressed or whatever. And I'll say to myself, come on, T-Biscuit. Come on, T-Biscuit. Yeah, get on up there. That's what I said.
You know, I love that movie. That's one of my husband's favorite movies too.
Yeah.
I love it. So Audrey's going to come back on. And when she comes back on, Audrey, because we went. Time it flies, but this is good. So, Mark, what's a tip you wish someone had told you when you first started? What's a focus tip you wish that you had known maybe earlier?
Be able to let go of the mundane tasks.
Oh, Lord.
What's the term? Delegate those.
Yeah.
I wish I had heard that earlier on.
Okay.
Sometimes that's the stuff you get stuck on. You can never get to your regular task because you stuck on the mundane tasks.
Lord Jesus.
The no-brainers, the easy peasy, should have gave somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
That stuff. That drives me up a wall. Let's not go there because I'll go on a rant.
Okay. Hey, Audrey.
Hey, Audrey.
Hey, Mark. Great stuff. You know, and it's so crazy. I just want that last comment, the mundane stuff. A lot of times we've been spend so much time. I do a to-do list. My to-do list is color coded. And what I had to do was get rid of all the stuff that was mundane. Like I had to. The list would have 29 things on it, but I had a bunch of nothing on there that I shouldn't have been doing. By the time, here's the interesting thing, and I want to know if this happened to you. When you remove all the mundane stuff, you kind of free yourself up a lot. Do you find yourself saying to myself, I should be doing something else? Because now you got free time because you freed yourself up.
Good question.
I had to take a deep breath on that one. I do. I feel relieved to know, boom, I'm trying to use the cleanest word I can think of, meaning mundane, because it can agitate you. So when I get the agitated, mundane stuff off and I'm just left with boom, 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 I'm like, this is a good day. Yeah, we getting it now. Yeah. We got the nuts and bolts. All
right. So now, Audrey, what I'm hearing is you're starting to feel guilty that you got some free time or this free time is bothering you or you think you should do something. So
because Dr. Chinn, I've been an entrepreneur for 29 years. And so I was just used to go. And when I decided to value myself more and take stuff off my plate, I freed myself up a lot. And then I would be sitting down thinking like, I should be doing something. Like I shouldn't just be sitting here. I should be doing something. So I had to make a huge adjustment in my life when I started to do that.
I know what you should be doing, Audrey. Doing your pillow line.
I'm doing what, Mark? Pillow love.
Selling your pillows.
Now, listen. You know, I'm always selling something, but I do give myself free time. Yeah, I don't negotiate anymore. Like Fridays and Saturdays is my time, so I do give myself free time.
You earned it.
Yep.
So before I ask him this last question, Audrey, you got anything else that came to you?
I'm good. This was a great conversation, and it was a very active conversation.
Yes. Mark, I want you to take us out with this. What's the most surprisingly simple thing that makes a big difference? Learn something like you have cobwebs on the wall.
Self-gratitude. Accomplishment. The simplest thing, it could be that little thing on the list. The most fulfilling thing to me sometimes only takes a couple minutes. Let me give an example so y'all know what I'm talking about. I help my parents out a lot with doing little things for them. And they'll call me with the TV ain't working. and this happened today. TV ain't working, so I'll troubleshoot for them in my spare time. You know, I got 15, 20 minutes. I'll troubleshoot their TV thing and unplug this, plug that back in, do this, do that. And when it works, to hear my mom say, what would we ever do without you? And I say, it's the same thing. Let's not find out. Just helping somebody else always blesses me. So that's the answer to my question, to your question.
Okay, I don't want somebody to miss this. He also said self-gratitude. That's new to me right now. Like this just in. This just self-gratitude. When is the last time you thanked yourself for doing something for yourself? Linda, thank you for taking care of yourself today. Kenya, thank you for walking a mile today. Stephanie, thank you so much for just allowing yourself to relax. Self-gratitude and accomplishment, but that self-gratitude is huge.
Dr. Chinn, if you don't give yourself credit and you're sitting waiting for somebody else to give you credit, it may never come.
Yep.
And that'll create a problem, an issue. I pat myself on the back. We are always hard on ourselves. So why can't you be a cheerleader and pat yourself on the back sometimes?
Whoop, there it is. Let's do it now, y'all. Come on. Pat yourself on the back.
You did a good job today, Mark. Good job, man.
Good job today, Linda. Thank you, Father.
You better work your show.
Work your shoulders. Thank yourself. We're so grateful for Mark Ham today. We are grateful for the tips and tricks on how to focus. Go back and listen to some of these tips and tricks, because I promise you, you're going to find a nugget 2 or 3 that's going to change the trajectory of how you do things and give yourself more time. And don't forget, show some self-gratitude. Take us out, Audrey. Thank you, Mark.
I got to say 2 words for y'all get to Audrey. My mom always said to me, you give out before you give up. I'm gonna repeat that. You give out before you give up. And what that means to me is you give it everything you got in the course of one day. You leave it all on the court. And so you're so exhausted and tired from giving it everything you got, but you don't give up. You're ready to go the next day. So you just leave it all out there. Give it your best effort.
Give it your best effort. You're welcome, Meredith. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, Mark. So grateful to you.
Thank you.
He'll be back, y'all.
Dr. Chinn, the chat was on fire today. This helped a lot of people. You got comments and all over the place. I love when we have those shows. We always have great guests, but those shows right there, when people are just like, yes, it's so great. So listen, if you don't want to miss episodes like this, subscribe to the show. There's a QR code right up in the corner right there. Scan that QR code to make sure you never miss an episode. And do us a favor, share it with 2 friends, not 1, 2. It is free. Doesn't cost you a dime to share. So share this episode with somebody. We'll be back in 2 weeks, same place, same time. So make sure to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to the show, iHeartRadio. Subscribe and share it. Until next time, my friends. Until next time. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Have a great day.
You've been listening to Keeping It Real with Dr. Linda Chinn. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button and share it with a friend. Be sure to support the show by going to lindachinnministries.com. Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and tune in again in 2 weeks at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, keep the faith and keep it real.